What is going on, you guys? All right, so I've been waiting for a few months to share this with you, and I just now have the motivation to share it with y'all. But back in November on Thanksgiving, I finally met my real dad's family. I think I've mentioned it before, but I haven't given y'all the whole story. Okay, so it was on Thanksgiving, and I had an arrangement with my dad saying that I can go to the family reunion event that they have every single year, my real dad's family, as long as one of them can come pick me up. Well, the one that picked me up was my cousin Fernando and his son. And literally the second we got to the community center where the event was being held, right outside was my real dad. Now, I had only talked to him on the phone and through Facebook messaging. And he reached out to me after my grandma passed away. He reached out to me to wish me a happy birthday. He wished my mom a happy birthday. And literally, the first thing I did when I saw him, he went in for a handshake, but I said, you know what, screw that. I went in for a bear hug. And here's the thing. Growing up, being raised by white parents, I was told how to have proper etiquette. There's just like rules you have to follow, like don't bring up this, don't bring up that. This person's going through this, don't bring it up. This, that, the other, and maybe some stuff with some elves. Whatever the case may be, there were rules. Well, meeting my real dad's family, apparently they don't give a shit what you do. They didn't care. There was no rules. And thankfully they all speak English. And yes, that is relevant because with us Hispanics, when we're around each other, if we speak Spanish, we switch to speaking Spanish. And I never learned Spanish. And we switched to Spanish without realizing it. So throwing it out there to be respectful, to be like, if I need to practice saying that I don't know Spanish very well in Spanish, that's the only Spanish that I know. And so, thankfully, everyone was so welcoming. I was greeted by my Aunt Angela. I met my Aunt Ramona and my uncles Louise and Junior. And yes, yes, his name is Junior. Don't question it. And my Aunt Ramona, her daughter Marisol, is the one that introduced my mom to my real dad. Now, Marisol was not at the event for personal reasons, and neither were her daughters, my cousins Selena and Allie. Selena was at a Cowboys game where they played the Chiefs and won. Let's not talk about that. And I met my cousin Joe, short for Josephine, because it's a girl. First thing I said when she ran up and hugged me was I told her how pretty she looked, which a lot of my girl cousins are gorgeous, by the way. And everyone was so welcoming and loving, and everyone was hugging on me and introducing themselves. And it was a lot of fun. And we took a group picture, all of us. And when I tell you, there were at least, I think, 50 of us. And that's not even half of my real dad's family. He came from a big family. Keep in mind, my real dad, his parents had a lot of kids. He is 9th out of 10 children, I believe. So naturally, he has a lot of nieces and nephews. some of which I haven't met yet. And everyone was just so welcoming. The food was good. And I was only there for a couple of hours because I had eaten so much because I already had Thanksgiving dinner, so I had to pace myself, and the itis was hitting me really hard to where my after a couple of hours, I think like 2.5 hours or so, my real dad's just like, "You look tired. Why don't I take you back to your Aunt Melissa's house?" And And when I said goodbye to everyone, everyone was so welcoming. And I can't say that enough times. Everyone was so loving and welcoming, especially meeting me for the first time because I was anxious about meeting them because, well, I don't want to like build up like, oh, it's going to be this warm family reunion. They're going to welcome me pretty much like they did, pretty much the way it turned out. And I was afraid to be disappointed, and they did not disappoint at all. The only disappointment I did face was I didn't get to meet my cousins Selena, Allie, and my other cousin Desiree, and a few other cousins of mine. I didn't even get to meet my half brother Josh. But it was Thanksgiving, so you have to understand. So I understood. I understood it was Thanksgiving, and everyone else had other things to do. Not everyone can make it. It happens. But it was so much fun to meet everyone. And thankfully, now that I know that as long as I have a ride to the event, because keep in mind, my dad drives me, I think the exact number is 15,000 miles, 16,000 miles, something like that, just to get to Texas so that we can stay at my Aunt Melissa's house. It does, it does make sense. But anyway, I had a good time. My real dad and I had a very nice talk on the way back to my Aunt Melissa's house, and he was so fun to talk to, and was everyone hugged me goodbye, saying that they can't wait to see me again this year. So I can't wait to go back. And and without getting too personal, a lot of people that knew me back in middle school and high school, back before I knew the real story of what happened between my real dad and my mom, I would always tell people that as soon as I met my real dad, I would beat the shit out of him. But instead, I hugged him because I know the real story of what happened. And no, I am not going to share that story publicly. It's personal, and it's just all you'll need to know is I finally made peace. I made peace with what happened. It wasn't entirely his fault. And look, I turned out great. So it worked out in the end. So who cares? So that was closure I really needed. And so until next time, stay positive and stay awesome, you guys. See ya.